All right. So, TreeSock, you're welcome to join me in Discord if you want. This is a replay in the Slava. So, we're going to take a look at your commander build. I'm assuming that you've got loot yens, or OPs off. Yeah, you do. Okay. All right, so Slava, bit of a sniping battleship. It's a premium ship. It's, I believe, for research bureau points. You're gonna start with main armaments 1, makes sense. Damage control, less chance of fire flood, makes sense. Aiming systems makes sense because you're a sniper. Damage control mod 2 makes perfect sense. Concealment mod 1 makes perfect sense, and main battery makes perfect sense too. I don't see any concerns with your setup there.
It's a pretty basic sort of bog standard type of build.
All right. I got you turned up to max, so we'll see if that works. All right, now you've got emergency repair specialist. Interesting you didn't go for consumable specialist since it's buffed.
What does it do?
Nothing for him.
Slava?
Nothing for him. That's why I'm looking at it right now and mousing over. So you don't just pick the buff skill because it's buffed, guys. You think about what does it do for the ship that you're playing it on. Who do you have Kuznetsov set to right now? Do you remember?
I do not.
Okay.
Remember who I have him set to.
So
best answer.
Yeah, generally speaking, you might throw him on a Kremlin. A lot of people like to do that. Alternately, you could throw him on Petropavlovsk, and then he's good for Moskva and Stalingrad as well.
Not true. If you put him on the Kremlin, you can still put him on Moscow and Stalingrad.
That's correct. So it really depends on, you know, which of those tech tree ships that you like better, and then you put him on that. If you like playing Russian battleships better, you put him on the Kremlin. If you like playing cruisers better, Petro might be your option.
Yeah, I want to say I have him on my Kremlin, but I'll be honest, I just do not remember at the moment. I could log into the game and check, but
no worries. Okay, so you got a emergency repair specialist, which is handy. You got grease the gears for your battery traverse speed. Now here, I mean, okay, so this is a premium ship. You have him on something else, and then you're putting him on the ship. And the reason I bring that up is because Slava, if you're playing as a long-range sniper, grease the gears doesn't matter. But if you're playing him on Kremlin, grease the gears matters a lot. So,
what you are forgetting though, Zach, is this is on a cruiser right now, is it not?
no, it's the Slava.
it's Slava.
Oh, you're on the. I can't see what ship he's on because of the Wiles builder.
That's okay. Yeah, he's on the Slava.
Okay.
And then we've got Adrenaline Rush, makes perfect sense. And then you did the trifecta here. Your standard tanky battleship build. Now, this is an 18-point captain, so you'll have 3 points left. You could put that on approved repair party readiness. You could put it on basics of survivability. You could put it on vigilance and a tier 1 skill. I'd probably do basics or improved repair party, one of those two.
Yeah, I think I was probably going to do basics survivability.
Mm-hmm.
Curious why the repair, not gun feeder.
Right here?
Tier 1.
The tier 1.
Yeah. So, in other words, why emergency repair specialist instead of gun feeder? For one, if you don't find yourself switching ammo types that much, then it's worthwhile. Just, you know, it's not worth picking gun feeder. 2, I'm guessing this is a full tank build, so I mean, you could do it.
I mean, we're talking Slava in the rear with the gear.
Sure, but
however, I do not play. I do not like playing passive, like super far back passive all the time.
Okay.
And I'm very much a, you know, don't abandon the flank kind of guy.
Yep.
And I've gotten screwed a bunch of times by just getting focused down, even at a distance. Like, just because you're far back doesn't mean you can't get sniped back.
Mm-hmm.
I was just asking why. Like,
okay.
To be honest, if you have a good reason for it, why should anybody harshly criticize? Just simple question of why.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm just I'm explaining.
Cool. All right, let's continue on down the look at flags. You are using 5 signals. Interesting, you're not using anti-debt, but you've got ramming, fire, and flood duration decrease. You've got heal, and you've got consumables. Okay. All right, let's get into the game. Now, do you play the Slava a lot?
I have been playing it more recently. It actually has one of my worst win rates because I've just been. I will say this was a third of 3 games.
Okay.
Uh,
Did he go mute or?
We just
Yeah,
lost him.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No, we can't.
Now.
Okay, that was weird. Yeah, this was a third of 3 games. 2 previous ones were excellent games.
Okay. And this one was not, huh?
To a Lexington, the Lexington, or is that a destination?
What?
Your sub goal. Someone said something about your sub goal in chat.
Yeah, for Anchors Away Lexington. Oh, Malso Yeah, so Anchors Away Lexington. It's April 8th, and I'd like to go, and I'd like to be able to bring my wife with. So that's why I put together a sub goal up there, and we're currently at 105 out of my goal of 500. So you guys understand that pays for airfare, hotel, restaurants, incidentals, all that good stuff. So that's why I put that goal up, just kind of like saying, hey, you know, this is something I want to do, but with me being a full-time streamer now, money isn't just rolling in like it kind of used to. So, you know, that's why that goal's there. Hey, well, that helps right there, Melso. Thank you. Every little bit helps, and look at you giving Stevie some love. Thank you very much for the sub there, Melso. If you've got a replay you want me to cover, by the way, let me know so I can get it covered for you. As a subscriber of the channel, not only are you helping me go to Lexington, but you're also you also get a replay covered if you've got one. Okay. So there's the rune. Okay, I like the choice to slap the rune. EvilTreeSock, we still can't hear you, by the way, if you're talking at all.
Oh, I was not talking.
Oh, okay.
So the microphone was working.
Good, good, good. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. So basically, my entire philosophy between how this game works is I don't want them to push down this flank.
Why?
Because I am holding this side. That is my, just sort of as an explainer of how this game goes.
Okay. So I'm gonna pause for a second. You're searching for targets here, right? That's what you're doing.
Yep.
You were looking at the Montana, and then you looked at the Azuma. Now, looking at the minimap, I see 2 targets that are very good options. One is the Druid. You may or may not agree with me there, but just shooting a destroyer might force him to back off, which I think is your ultimate goal here, with you having 3 ships and them having so many more. The other one, if the rune turns broadside again, he did it once and you hit him with 8 or whatever. Finally, the Woojing might be a good choice too. Let's see what you pick. Go for the rune. Puddin', you were gonna say something?
Yes, to the puppy. My bad.
Oh, no worries. Alright, 6k on the rune, that's fine. Now here's WASD hacks, and here's where you're using the S to slow down. You see how many shells pass. A lot of people think that you're going full speed, and they're just used to shooting you at full speed. Ah, there you go, shooting the Woojing. Nice. This ship used to be even more disgusting back when they had, God, what was it
Deadeye.
called? Deadeye. Thank you. This ship got like the most help with Deadeye, and it definitely didn't need it.
So did Gremlin. Gremlin was actually scary.
Mm-hmm. And the Italian battleships really depended on it, unfortunately. Azuma going broadside? Yep. So that's what this ship is. This ship is like you look for ships that are going broadside, cruisers, battleships, and then you just punish them.
And Slava has no issue punishing ships. And I've been on the
Nope.
receiving end.
Nope. She's very comfortable to shoot. Pretty high velocity guns. So decently flat arcs. The biggest weakness of the Slava is she has nowhere near the armor capacity that the Kremlin has. So very easy to get penetrated. I'd shoot the Azuma again here, but okay. Also, HE spam is probably the Achilles heel of the Slava. So you gotta hope that Kleber doesn't like start pushing you.
Yeah, so that's why I'm this far back. Like this is a little bit further back than I would prefer to be, but considering how clustered they are, how easily I could be focused down, and I don't want to step out too far and let that Kleber just burn me down.
I agree on the Wu Jing here. Fortunately for you, the Ibuki might have the ability to shoot the Kleber. Nice hit, 18.5. Kleber is shooting you. I think your fore and aft armor is like, what, 25 millimeter?
I'll check for you.
At least the 4 is.
Johan de Whale?
Yeah,
Go
25.
figure. Yeah. And the reason that's significant, guys, is because just about anything can HE spam it. That's why I bring that up.
And then the armor belt that starts in the fore end is 100. And it ends with 100 and 300 in the aft.
Yeah.
The armor belt, but not the aft itself.
Right, right. So, I mean, you know, it becomes a standard battleship in the sense that you've got that plating, you know, along the citadel part, the turrets, and in between. But your extremities are quite low. Nice hit on the Montana there.
So at this point, I'm about to realize that I can see their CB.
Yep. I was noticing that as well. And the Kleber is running away. And that ball you were afraid of has pretty much all decided to go die together in the channel. Assuming something can get torpedoes on it. Wu Jing might be a good target here. Unless you want to use your concealment to your advantage and get closer to the midway.
And that is exactly what I'm going to try and do.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Plus, he's got the islands in the way.
Yes. Yeah, when you look at the mini-map, that's one thing, and then you scope in to see if you've got that shot, and you don't, so. Look at the Shima Kaze, what a Chad, chasing after the midway now. The nice thing about that is it's gonna force the midway to run straight into you. Now, why are you choosing to flip your guns instead of going up the one line?
So my decision to do that is because if I keep my guns on my starboard side, then that forces me to go up the one line, and if they turn around on me, I have less ability to remaneuver.
Okay. But look, the Wu Jing appears, so you might as well slap him.
Exactly.
So, unfortunate in that if you kept on going up that one line like you'd originally, like we were talking about, you could be hitting him and be in position for the midway your next shot. But whatever, Wu Jing's dead. Midway's about to enter your range. I like how the Kleber went back to defend his carrier buddy in the Shimakaze. Unfortunately, because the Shima smokes, there goes all your spotting.
Yep.
Now you could scope in and look for a torpedo hit and then shoot based off that hit, but Midway is probably moving, so I doubt that that's going to give you that much reliable intel.
It would also require my Shimakaze to get a torpedo hit for me to
Well, yeah, that too.
then base off of.
It looks like he's just going to sit and smoke and die to torps. Or the Kleber just bum rushing him, because he might as well. Oh, look, a Kleber. I'm shocked. All. He did get a torpedo off on the Kleber, so yay. But your ability to kill the Midway is gone now. And just like that, you're down 2 ships. Yes, there are 2 super testers in this game driving test ships. Doing my best not to talk about that because NDA and all that good stuff.
So I would like to point out that this is these are the first plane kills I'm going to be getting this game.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because the Midway doesn't have much else to focus now, does he? Go figure, a torpedo takes out your engines. Kind of unlucky. I'm guessing you're holding the DCP in case he flood?
Yes.
I might have DCP'd on that second just so I can ensure. I mean, if you flood or not, what's 1 tick, that's not a big deal, but just so you can get your engines back and you can turn out, because I'm guessing you're going to try to turn out here.
Yeah, I probably should have done it sooner, so that way I would have my engine back sooner and wouldn't have had any of the ticks.
Right. So, interestingly enough, if you kept on going straight, look at where the Midway's bombers appeared. Like, he's like literally like, well, I can't ping it, but he's like in Charlie 1.
Yeah, and I thought about that. I thought about pushing forward to get him, but then I realized if he was smart enough to be able to run away from the Shimakaze,
he's gonna run from you.
He's gonna run from me, and I'll never see him. And then I just put myself in spam range of the Kleber.
Yep, and the Azuma, frankly.
Yeah.
So I like the idea to run away. Minutes, okay. Big O, you said you want me to use your conch game?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Go ahead, TreeSock. Nothing? I thought you had something to say. Never mind.
So now I see that the enemy Montana is over at what is that, D? So my thought right now is I need to move over there to help him with that. But I've got this big ass mountain my way.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, what you got to start thinking about is playing for the enemy to overpush, because you know it's going to happen, right?
That's what I'm hoping they're gonna do.
Yeah, exactly. So you get ready for that to happen. Like, Kleber is getting greedy. Your Kleber gets the cap, which is huge. Time to heal.
The Kleber being that close, this is just my opinion. I would have loaded HE, put my guns on him, and just nuked him out of the water.
Yeah. Not a bad decision. Azuma might be a good pick too.
I don't think I actually realized that the Azuma's there until now.
Till now, yeah.
And again, my thought is I'm the battleship. I need to be able to help with the Montana. I just need to get around this island, and then it's he loses all his HP.
Uh-huh. Midway takes him out. So I like that you're leaving. Unfortunately, the Kleber is putting himself in a position, your teammate, to get spotted and killed pretty quickly here. You have a Brizzy game, Patton? You're welcome to submit it if you want. The patch is most likely going to be this coming week. So we've got today, we've got tomorrow, and then we've got Sunday for replays. But Puddin will most likely be the last replay of the day looking at the timing.
We already did mine.
Oh, not Puddin, I'm sorry. Big O.
On that note, I'll be right back.
So now my goal is,
Live.
and don't let the Kleber just do whatever he wants. And then I realize, oh crap, there's a druid over
The
there.
druid. And the druid, I mean, he's a pain in the butt. He does a lot of damage with AP only, and yeah.
Yeah, and I've played the druid. I know exactly how much damage he can do, so I just turn tail and run. It's like, well,
Smart decision.
either the Kleber will come up and torp me, or I will push him away.
So now you're kind of put yourself in a position where it's kind of all or nothing, right? Like either this will happen or it's not. It's very binary.
Exactly.
But your Brindisi is charging, pushing the Biohan. The druid is quite low, and it's possible that maybe the Kleber can get a hit on him. You turning back in like this, though, also puts you under threat of the carrier. Johan de Will does go down.
I also at this point sort of realize the carrier isn't as big a deal as I thought he was going to be.
Why
Again,
is that,
I didn't start shooting down planes until after 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And I'm at 56 right now.
Okay.
So I'm as like the Kleber, he's not really burning me that much as long as I haven't pushed him back. That's fine. I just kind of maneuver so I'm not dealing with the planes because there's no battleship, there's no big guns that can hurt me. It's a lot of paper cuts. I just have to survive the paper cuts.
Oof, Azuma dies to the Brindisi. You could shoot the Azuma here. Look at the carrier's attack aircraft. I think he thought you were going to keep pushing him. And instead you turned back into mid, which is smart. Now the question is, where's the druid?
So this is just hold on, keep them pushed back.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm all out of repair parties.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. So one of the tricks you can do with Kuznetsov is actually hold off on using your last repair party until Kuznetsov procs. And the reason that comes in handy is because you get 2 heals at the same time. You get your normal heal, and then you also get Kuznetsov's heal.
That's a good idea.
Yep. it makes it really hard for you to get killed in a pinch. Because I don't know about you, but I've had... Oh, nice job there by the Santander using radar.
Yeah, that
But
was
I've had
clutch.
that... Yeah, I've had that before where the... you know, where Kuznetsov procs and then I die anyway, right? So if you hold that last heal for that proc... God, it's really hard to get killed at the same time. Alright, well... I'd say at this point, the enemy team has kind of thrown here. You've got this Kleber to deal with. And Kuznetsov will proc probably on this torpedo drop. There it is. Take 2 more torpedoes. Ouch. And you gotta try to get these torpedoes to turn. No, you can press them at the same time, Dragoneth, and that's what I'm saying. As soon as you see that flare go up, that you've got that heal, press your final repair party. 8 seconds to go, and you've managed to help turn this game around. I gotta say, your midway player was also a true MVP. He did a great job. Here's our render.
Yeah, and I was just so low at the end there. I really used every bit.
Yeah, and you also didn't get a chance to really use the Slava as it gets used, right? Like, as a long-range sniper. It just
Yeah,
didn't work out for you this game.
yeah. So yeah, so that's why I want.
You cut out again.
Sorry, this was a kind of frustrating game because of how across my previous 2 games and this one, I averaged 150,000 damage, and this one I barely broke 100. But we
But you
won.
won. Yep. I think you cut out again.
Um, if he gets that cap, then he's just going to be able to. Then they'll probably win because they'll have that buildup of points because it was very close at the end.
You talking about the Kleber on the B cap?
Yeah.
Yep. Cthulhu, I agree wholeheartedly with you. Victory is more important than damage.
Yeah. And that was also a personal aircraft destroyed record. So with 64 with the Slava.
Wow. Okay. Nice. A lot of XP from killing aircraft. Yeah, the only unfortunate part is I think if you had just kept going up the one line instead of turning in, you might have gotten 1 shot on the midway, but it doesn't matter. You wouldn't have killed him anyways.
Exactly. And I didn't want to push in, try and force that damage when I had no idea.
Yeah.
If things were better and the midway was able to help me out, then I might have done it. But it would have been a solo mission, and yeah, didn't want to risk that.
Well, Dragonith, so you have to think about, for battleships especially, there's this thing called power projection. So you're asking, would staying closer to B be worse or better in the beginning? I think it would be worse. Because while people can't shoot at him as much, he's also not asserting dominance on the battlefield. He's also looking a little bit timid, and he's not projecting that power. If you look at how the enemy team reacted to his presence, they all ran away. Like, all of them ran away. And they basically just all funneled into sea and then died. So part of that is his presence. Part of it is him being there on that flank in the battlefield, and them not feeling comfortable with him being on the flank. That's what forces them to move. If he sits under B cap, under that island south of B there, or north of B, honestly, there's nothing that stops the enemy team from pushing down the 1-2 line.
Exactly. Don't abandon the flank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the idea of working up that flank and just keeping that flank occupied. And then you did a nice job. Instead of chasing, you went back in the mid. And I think that's important because of just your team situation. If you'd all pushed, you probably would have lost that game. Well, thanks for sending that one in, TreeSock. That
Yeah, you're very
was...
welcome.
I'm going to write that one down. That one's also going out on the YouTubes, I think. Chat, do you guys agree? I haven't had a good Slava game in a while.